Hi, Gemini. Welcome to the lunar full moon eclipse in Scorpio. Let's fucking smoke, shall we? Come on. Let's do this. How many times will we be here? How many times? Lunar eclipse in Scorpio. May 7th is a big day for us. In the notes I have written, bitches get attached. There's a fervor. Oh yeah, if I forgot to mention, we're doing the readings like 2018. There's a fervor. This fire. It's primal. Throws caution to the wind. It doesn't care. It's a hopeless romantic. The moon is full. The libido. The love. The magic. It reaches a crescendo right at the beginning of the month. What a setup for our season. We're keenly aware of what we want. This is like a big step forward, right? I think for a while we were like, am I gonna want ever again, right? So that's big. We know what we want. And after today, there's a surety to it. There's been not just hesitation, but like fear. But today's the day where things go clear. And we push forward. In a few days from now, Venus will meet Mars in Cancer, and Jupiter will move into Taurus. So we know what we want. We have this energy behind us to like go for it now. By the 7th, our heart is on our sleeve. We can't take it anymore. Our cup is overflowing. And we feel very capable and strong, and we know deeply that everything that we need to take on this endeavor, it's right here in front of us. In some ways, it even feels like you've been acquiring things for this particular endeavor for a long time. There are certain things on this table that have been sitting there for a while. And you've been thinking, what's this for? Why is it still here? Why did I pick it up in the first place? Why do I insist on keeping it? Ta-da. Here it is. So, you're feeling that new life, that new set of connections, the enthusiasm. But we want to remain always realistic, always in a state of homeostasis, meaning in balance. And we don't want to be naive to what such a pursuit means in terms of balance. Of course, if you know what you want, conversely, you also know what you don't want. And whatever you don't want and whomever you don't want is not going to take kindly to the fact that you have decided to step the fuck out. They don't like this at all. and they want to hold on real tight. It's a money thing too. And it's a look how much you've put into this already. Do you want to have all of that mean nothing? But that's not true. I think there's an interesting conversation here to be had about failure. Because for so many Geminis, when Jupiter enters Taurus, terrible connections that were at one time built on something real, they end. And in that space, this capability that you feel, this drive that you feel, the guts you have right now, they push you forward, but it's really a backwards towards who you used to be. Back before somebody scared you to death by loving you the wrong way. Or tricked you into loving them before they let you see who they really were. And now you may feel like you are stuck on a interminably long road of heavy labor and having to walk and move within tradition. But you know, if it's mentally exhausting, if it doesn't actually fill your spirit with joy, one, it'll never work. We're too joyful to live in misery for too long. Sooner or later, we give up. Two, there is a direct connection between that joy and abundance of all kinds and power. This solar eclipse, it's playing on our egos. It'll have you thinking that admitting a mistake, admitting that something doesn't work, admitting that perhaps the way you've been going about something for a long time didn't actually do what you thought it was doing. This eclipse makes you want to feel negatively about this. Like you've made these terrible mistakes and you're so stupid, you're so dumb, how did you not know? And none of that is true. Your mistakes were made for you. Your mistakes were made so you could learn, so you could, be a more profoundly insightful person. Your mistakes are only useless happenings if you don't learn anything from them. That's what separates us from the animals, right? Not even. Crows don't make the same mistakes twice. They're too smart. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's not just that mistakes were made. Maybe the problem is that you're embarrassed by the fact that some of these mistakes were made too many times. Maybe it's hard for you to stomach the idea that you've made a mess of your life. And that everywhere you turn right now, there seems to be shaking earth. But here's the thing. Whatever mistakes you've made. Whatever's piling up on your shoulders. This is everything that is in a state of flux all the time. Whenever we begin to over-identify with these swords that are always there, nobody knows this about us, but one of us is always carrying all this. I think we switch it off between which one of us carries the burden. But it's always there. And I think we have enough trouble with our own sunny despair to carry somebody else's for too long. Especially anyone who is trying to emotionally manipulate us. Pull us into a power game. Into a insecurity play. Vacillating. Making us beg for the truth. These manipulators, they show you who they are. You don't have to do anything. The coolest part about May is that all you need to do is know what you want and know that you have everything needed to get it. That's it. Everything else comes to you. You have to be patient, you have to persevere, and you have to understand that not chasing things is just as much remaining in your power as it is walking away from things. It's not enough just to not chase things. That doesn't make your fate come to you. You also have to have the wherewithal to understand that if something is deeply mentally exhausting, this eclipse is not going to let you keep it because it's wearing away at your baseline. That baseline joy that we as Geminis just have. It won't let you hide from this anymore. It's one thing when it's one of us and it's all our swords. It's another thing when somebody else puts this on us. And we don't want it. Sometimes we want it. Sometimes we're like, yeah, I'm for this. I could do this. Sometimes, especially if you've been carrying somebody else's swords for a long time, under the manipulation of planting seeds with them, looks a little messy. Looks a little messy. Let's continue. So when Jupiter goes into Taurus, it will square Pluto. And you know what becomes very obvious? You have a fundamental difference in values with someone. There's no way around it. There's no way to continue, not because of anything else, but ideologically, there's no road forward. It's a dead end. Your truths and their truths are just not the same. You have this one way of looking at things. And May is very exciting, especially if you dance it, with this moon energy. Oh yeah, whatever's been stuck in you, especially like the secret stuff. Ooh yeah, the goo. You know, light that shit on fire. You want to be like this, you could be like this all you want, but you're not going to be able to sustain it because it's a new thing. everything that's holding you back, everyone that's holding you back, everything that's making, there's something new that wants to be born here. You haven't thought about things this way before. You haven't imagined that something like this was possible. And now here it is given to you. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, yes, I'll take it. What? This is the fantasy. What are you talking about? Like, this, what? Yes. Yes. And it's, come on. Because there's like an element, you know, of like boss energy. We don't want problems, by the way. If this looks like problems, we don't want problems. We want money. We want sex and we want money and we want companionship. We want no problems. We are not on the market for any fucking drama. We're getting out of drama. We're getting away from drama. We don't want it anymore. We're leaving it behind. We want something better for ourselves. Excuse me. And what we come up with is something that rocks our own notions of what a relationship looks like, what commitment looks like, what sex looks like. It's just like, it's something that we're just like, could this even be, oh my God, this is perfect. What is going on? Let it. Don't be bossy. Don't try to control things. Don't try to like, do you understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. Unless that's your thing, Donnie. That's different. But like, if, you know what I mean? Like, don't try to make anything happen right now because everything, the wheel is spinning for you. Everything is happening for you. You just need to know what you want and not vacillate and stay clear. As long as you know, the wheel spins for you. And inshallah, you get what you want the way you didn't even think you could ever have it. Okay? So, Venus moves into Cancer on the 7th. And from the 7th until the 20th, Mars and Venus will be in Cancer together. It's very possible that something that happens to you physically makes you change your lifestyle. It's very possible to say too much and challenge people too much. It's very possible to push and try to make things happen. This is what you have to understand. You have to be exceedingly patient. Mars and Venus in Cancer together. It's a lot. Okay? It's very masculine energy, extreme masculine and extreme feminine coming together in the vat of emotions. Our power plays, our childhoods, our abandonment wounds, our mother wounds, everything will play out between us in love. From the 7th till the 20th. You gotta be real patient, real controlled, real pulled back. You're beautiful, flighty, busy, a butterfly, loving, sweet, and then gone. You ain't got no problems. You don't have nothing to talk about. You're hi, I love you. You're gorgeous, but I'll see you later. Bye. Listen, do you understand? Because the way you could fuck your shit up. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, yeah, it's gonna be a really romantic time. Those 13 days. Because listen, as a Cancer rising, I'm telling you. The way you're gonna wanna mess things up for yourself. But because the thing, what do I mean? I'm a Cancer rising, I'm telling you. Mars and Venus will be in Cancer. That means that you think you know everything. You know what they're doing, even when they're not doing it. You know what you're doing something completely different. You think you know how you feel. You think you know how they feel. You don't. Like, your emotions take you over, but you're so bossy that you don't realize that, like, you're not seeing clearly, and nobody could tell you you're not seeing clearly, because it's like, you know, when your mom needs a Diet Coke. This is the energy. Okay. I don't have a mom that drinks Diet Coke, but for those of you who have a mom that drinks Diet Coke, do you love that I took you there right now? That's Mars and Venus in Cancer. May 7th to the 20th. Enjoy it, baby. That's you making a run to the gas station, even though you're way too young to drive, because this lady really needs that Diet Coke. Yep. Okay, so Diet Coke mom energy, the 7th to the 20th. Can we get behind that? Okay? It's crazy. It's chaotic. You don't want it. You don't want to be the lady who needs the neurotoxin drink to get through the day. And will make the child drive to the store to go get it. You don't want to be that lady. That's how you'll be in love. You'll be a fiend. Okay? You'll be too bold. You trying to tell this man you love him. Okay? Don't tell him yet. He already knows, by the way. He knows you love him. Okay? Just by the way. The cat's been out of the fucking bag for like a while. Yeah. The hard eyes gave it away a while ago. So, but good for you. Good for you for standing your ground. Don't do it during fucking Venus in Cancer, though, please. Okay, now. When I say Jupiter in Taurus is going to make you want to push in the most insanely unappealing way, please be very patient, as close to doing nothing as possible. I know this is crazy. I know it's a weird thing to say to you when your season is like just a few weeks away. Be a snail. Okay, because here's the cool thing about snails. Okay, let me just explain to you. The cool thing about snails is that they just be moving like an inch at a time. You know what I mean? Like, everything that's going to happen to a snail was going to happen. Because the snail's just like not making it happen, dog. The snail's just like one foot in front of the other. We'll get there when we get there. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? God knows what happens next. Like, you know? I know that doesn't sound appealing. I know that, you know, we all want to be masters of our fate. I know that right now, especially when things seem to be falling apart and you have to move away from things that are falling under the pressure, you know, the weight of their own pressure. That to be told to be a snail is strange. Don't be a snail if the roof is caving in. Don't be a snail when the manipulators are revealed. Run. Don't bust out the blueprints and try to build the dream house before you run out of the burning building. Get your head right. Run. And then be a snail. Right? First, you got to know what you want. First card out, Emperor. Get there. And then get very patient after the 7th. Get very patient. Because Venus moves into Cancer and bitch is gonna touch, bro. Bitch is gonna touch. Bitch's hearts are speaking to them. And you just want to get real quiet. Because here's the thing about people's hearts speaking to them. Once your heart starts talking to you, once your heart starts beating again, in that way, yeah, there's really no way to deny it. People become devastatingly honest in their actions when their heart is awake. And after the 7th, you have to trust that in yourself and in others. Let yourself be moved. Let yourself be pulled and pushed by the natural magnetism between hearts. Because here's the thing about love. As we approach our season, our lover's season, here's the thing about love. The coolest thing about love is that if it's real, you can't get rid of it. And if it's not, you can't hold on to it. So in a way, this thing that we pretend to be so confused about is actually the simplest of things, because people act in quite a clear way when it comes to love. Normal, everyday people become crazed, do things they've never done. Love isn't something that you can make somebody feel. You can't guilt them into it. You can't obligate them into it. You can't trip them up with their past. You can't shame someone into it. You can try. It may even work for a while. But I think the thing that people never get about us, excuse me, is that we're so light in our spirit that when you try to fill us with darkness, we just store it up so we can spit it back at you. We don't let it get in us. We just use it as ammunition. We just put it away, like saving up pills to make you sleepy, to get out, you know? Like saving up bullets that bounce right off you, but you just pretend that they hit you. And sooner or later, when we have enough bullets and we have enough pills or whatever we're using, we leave. And we take what's important with us. And it may get a little bit ugly. But you know, that happens. And things may come out. And right behind all that fear and all that, oh no, I may have to fight for my new life, is a lot of joy. And access to all those things that you thought you couldn't have. Happy eclipse. I love you. Happy early birthday. May Geminis stand up.